In the search for the perfect name, you often find yourself looking beyond the common and the trendy, seeking something with depth, history, and a story to tell. This video is about that search. We will explore a collection of biblical names that are not often heard on the playground today. These are names that carry a certain weight and resonance, drawn from the ancient texts but feeling surprisingly fresh and modern. The reason this exploration matters is because a name is more than just a label. It's one of the first gifts you give a child. For many, finding a name with a strong, positive foundation is a priority. The names we will discuss are rooted in stories of courage, wisdom, and faith, offering a legacy that goes far beyond their beautiful sound. It's a way to connect a new life to a timeless narrative of human experience. Throughout our time together, you will be introduced to a curated selection of these lesser-known biblical names. We will delve into their linguistic origins in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, uncover their nuanced meanings, and briefly touch upon the context in which they appeared. The goal is not to convince you of any single name, but to broaden your perspective on the rich tapestry of options available. I've spent years studying onomastics, the study of names and their origins, with a particular focus on ancient and classical texts. My approach is grounded in historical and linguistic research, aiming to present this information with clarity and respect for its origins. This isn't about mythology. It's about understanding the cultural significance these names held and the enduring power they still possess for those seeking unique baby names. To truly appreciate the beauty of these names, you first need to understand the world from which they emerged. In the ancient Near East, a name was not a mere identifier. It was often a prophecy, a blessing, a statement of identity, or a reflection of a parent's deepest hopes. It was a piece of one's soul, spoken aloud. Understanding this mindset is the key that unlocks their true meaning. The world of the Bible was a crossroads of cultures, and its names reflect that rich diversity. Most of the names from the Old Testament have Hebrew or Aramaic roots, languages where every word is built upon a three-consonant root that carries a core concept. This is why a single name can have layers of meaning related to strength, light, or divinity. It's a form of linguistic poetry where the name itself tells a story before you even know the person. A fundamental concept to grasp is that names were dynamic. They could be changed to reflect a new life path or a divine encounter, as when Abram became Abraham, meaning father of many. This tells you that for the ancients, a name wasn't just given at birth, it was a living part of a person's journey. It defined their purpose and was thought to influence their destiny, a stark contrast to our modern, more aesthetic approach to choosing baby names. This perspective reveals two main types of names you'll encounter. There are nominal names, which are simple nouns or adjectives like Tamar, meaning palm tree. Then there are sentential names, which are entire phrases or prayers, like Eliana, meaning my God has answered. Recognizing this distinction helps you appreciate the different ways parents express their hopes and beliefs through the names of their children, a tradition that continues to inspire parents today. Think of it like this. Choosing a name was like writing the opening line to your child's biography. Did you want that line to speak of beauty, like the name Ada, which means adornment? Or did you want it to speak of a deep-seated faith like Azariah, meaning Yahweh has helped? This intentionality is what makes these ancient names so compelling. They are imbued with a sense of profound purpose from the very beginning. With this foundational understanding of how names were seen and crafted, you are now prepared to see them not just as sounds, but as artifacts of history and vessels of meaning. Let's begin our exploration with a group of names that embody a quality universally desired for our children, a quiet but unshakable strength, often found in the most unexpected figures. Our first name is Jael, a Hebrew name that means mountain goat. This might sound humble, but it symbolizes agility, sureness of foot, and the ability to thrive in harsh, rocky terrains. In the biblical narrative, Jael is a heroine whose decisive and courageous action brings victory to her people. Her story imbues the name with a sense of unexpected power and fierce determination, making it a compelling choice for a child you hope will be resilient and bold in her convictions. Next, consider Keziah, one of the three famously beautiful daughters of Job, born after his restoration. The name means cassia, a fragrant spice similar to cinnamon, and it represents something precious, sweet, and valuable. Choosing this name is like bestowing a blessing of abundance and delight. It suggests a personality that brings warmth and richness to the lives of others, a beautiful sentiment for any parent looking for meaningful and unique baby names for their daughter. For a powerful masculine option, we have Phineas. This name, likely of Egyptian origin and adopted into Hebrew, is associated with a character known for his zealous passion and unwavering commitment to his principles. The name is often interpreted to mean oracle or mouth of brass, suggesting a person of powerful speech and conviction. It's a strong, classic-sounding name that has been overlooked for far too long, perfect for a child you hope will stand for what is right with courage. It's important to acknowledge that names like these, with strong stories, carry a certain weight. They are not neutral. They are tied to specific narratives of action and character. When considering such a name, you are not just choosing a sound, but also inviting a story into your child's life. This is a powerful act, and it's a responsibility to understand the context behind the name you choose, ensuring it aligns with the values you wish to impart. These names all speak to a very visible and active form of strength. However, true power doesn't always announce itself so loudly. Some of the most profound strength is found in quiet grace, in unwavering love, and in the wisdom that comes from a place of deep inner peace. It is in that gentler, more subtle territory that we find our next set of remarkable names. Let's explore the name Jedidah, a beautiful and rare Hebrew name meaning beloved of the Lord. She was the mother of King Josiah, one of Judah's most righteous kings, suggesting she was a woman of great virtue and influence. The name itself is a whisper of affection and divine favor. It's a gentle yet powerful name that bestows a sense of being cherished and special, a profound foundation for a child's identity and a standout in the world of baby names. Another name, or more accurately, a word that has become a name, is Selah. You'll find this term throughout the Psalms, and while its exact meaning is debated by scholars, it is widely interpreted as a musical or liturgical instruction, perhaps meaning to pause and reflect, or to lift up. As a name, Selah is poetic and serene. It evokes a sense of contemplative grace and musicality, perfect for a child with a calm and thoughtful soul. For a name that translates directly to happiness, consider Tirzah. This Hebrew name means delight, or favorable. In the scriptures, Tirzah was a beautiful city, so the name also carries connotations of desirability and splendor. It is a joyful, optimistic name that is both ancient and sounds incredibly modern. It's a choice that reflects a parent's pure delight in their child and their hope for a life filled with happiness and favor, a truly positive and uplifting sentiment. These names, Jedidah, Selah, Tirzah, offer a different kind of strength. It is the strength of being loved, the strength of quiet reflection, and the strength of pure joy. They remind you that resilience isn't just about fighting battles, it's also about cultivating an inner world of peace and contentment. This nuance is often lost in more common name choices, which is why exploring these lesser-known options can be so rewarding for discerning parents. The virtues of love and grace are deeply connected to the human spirit, but the ancient world also saw divinity in the world around them. The rustle of leaves, the strength of an ancient tree, the flight of a bird, all were seen as reflections of a grander design. This reverence for the natural world gave birth to another category of beautifully grounded and meaningful names: Bopartbrek. We begin this group with Jemimah, another of Job's daughters, whose name means dove in Hebrew. The dove is a universal symbol of peace, purity, and the spirit. It's a gentle and elegant name that has a timeless pastoral quality. By choosing this name, you are invoking a sense of tranquility and hope. It's a classic that feels both earthy and ethereal, a wonderful choice for parents seeking a name that connects their child to the serene beauty of the natural world. If you're compiling a list of baby names, this one offers a lovely balance. Next, consider Tamar, a name that appears multiple times in the Bible, belonging to strong and resilient women. The name means palm tree, a plant revered in the arid climate of the Middle East for its fruit, shade, and grace. The palm tree symbolizes righteousness and victory, as it stands tall and flourishes even in difficult conditions. Tamar is a name that is both beautiful and strong, evoking an image of resilience and enduring fruitfulness. For a masculine name rooted in nature, there is Elon. This Hebrew name simply means oak tree. The oak is a powerful symbol across many cultures, representing strength, wisdom, and longevity. It is a solid, grounded, and dependable name that is easy to pronounce yet uncommon enough to stand out. It suggests a person who will be a source of stability and endurance for others, a pillar of strength in their community, making it a fantastic and understated choice. Choosing a name connected to nature is a way of grounding a child's identity in the physical world. It's a reminder of their connection to the earth and the cycles of life. These names are not abstract concepts. They are tangible symbols of peace, resilience, and strength. They encourage an appreciation for the world we inhabit and carry a sense of organic, unforced beauty that is truly timeless. And if this video is providing you with some wonderful ideas, consider subscribing for more explorations into the world of names. From the solid earth and the enduring trees, our journey now takes us to a more conceptual realm. Many ancient names were not just descriptions of the world, but direct conversations with the divine. They were statements of belief, declarations of trust, and miniature prayers encapsulated in a single, powerful word that a person would carry with them for their entire life. Let's start with Adriel, a Hebrew name that translates to flock of God, or my help is God. It belonged to a nobleman in the time of King Saul. The name itself suggests a sense of belonging, protection, and divine guidance. It's a sophisticated and lyrical name that feels both ancient and contemporary. For a parent of faith, it's a beautiful declaration of trust and a prayer for their child to always feel guided and part of something larger than themselves. A similar but distinct name is Azariah, meaning Yahweh has helped. This was the name of several figures in the Bible, including a king of Judah and one of Daniel's companions who survived the fiery furnace. The name is a testament, a story of deliverance in a single word. It speaks of gratitude and recognizes a source of strength beyond oneself. It's a powerful, resonant name for a boy, carrying a history of faith and miraculous survival. Then there is Bethel, a name that is both a place and a concept. In Hebrew, Bethel means house of God. It was a sacred site where Jacob had his vision of a ladder to heaven. As a personal name, though rare, it is profoundly spiritual. It transforms a child's identity into a sacred space, a place of connection and sanctity. It is a bold and deeply meaningful choice for parents who want a name that is a constant reminder of the sacred in the everyday. These names are fundamentally different from those tied to nature or personal qualities. They are relational. They define a person not just by who they are, but by their relationship to their faith and their Creator. They are active declarations of belief, worn daily. For families where faith is a cornerstone, choosing from this category of baby names can be a particularly powerful way to establish a spiritual legacy for their child from the very first day. The power in these names is clear and declarative. They are spoken with conviction. Yet, some of the most enchanting and mysterious names are found not in the grand pronouncements of kings or prophets, but hidden in genealogies or mentioned in passing, belonging to figures whose stories are lost to time, but whose names echo with a haunting lyrical beauty. Consider the name Ada, which appears early in the book of Genesis. The name means adornment or ornament in Hebrew. It's a simple, elegant, and incredibly ancient name that evokes a sense of beauty and grace. Because the figure of Ada is not a major character, the name is a beautiful, blank slate, free from heavy narrative associations, but rich with a simple, positive meaning. It's a perfect choice for parents who love classic yet unique baby names. In the same lineage as Ada, we find Zillah. Her name in Hebrew means shadow or shade. This might sound somber to modern ears, but in a hot desert climate, shade is a symbol of protection, relief, and comfort. The name Zillah, therefore, carries a sense of being a comforting and protective presence. It is mysterious, poetic, and has a soft, sibilant sound that is both memorable and beautiful, offering a cool respite from more common names. Perhaps one of the most exotic and beautiful-sounding names is Keren Happuch, the third of Job's daughters. The name literally means horn of antimony, a reference to the black coal powder used as eyeliner in the ancient world to accentuate beauty. It is a name that directly signifies radiant beauty and allure. While the full name might be a bold choice today, the nickname Keren, which means ray of light, is a stunning and accessible option. These names feel like true discoveries. They are melodic, ancient, and carry meanings that are both simple and profound. Their obscurity is their strength, allowing them to feel fresh and new, despite being thousands of years old. They prove that you don't need a famous story attached to a name for it to be powerful. Sometimes the beauty of the sound and the subtlety of the meaning are more than enough to make a name truly special. The beauty of these lyrical names is in their simplicity and grace. But life itself is rarely so simple. The most compelling stories are often those of complexity, of struggle, and ultimately, of redemption. This too is reflected in certain biblical names, which carry stories not of simple virtue, but of profound and inspiring human transformation. Let's look at the name Gomer. In the biblical narrative, Gomer's story is one of infidelity and eventual restoration, serving as a powerful allegory for redemption. Her name's meaning is uncertain, possibly to complete or to finish. For a modern parent, this name is a bold choice, but it carries a profound message: that no one is beyond grace and that every life is a story of completion, often through difficult trials. It's a name that embraces the complexity of the human experience. Another complex and intriguing name is Mahalath. Mentioned as a wife of Esau and later of King Rehoboam, her name is derived from a Hebrew root that can mean sickness or song, depending on interpretation. This duality makes the name fascinating. It acknowledges the existence of hardship and sorrow in life, but simultaneously holds out the possibility of music and poetry. It's a name for a deep soul, one who understands that beauty can often grow from difficult circumstances. Then there is the name Vashti. In the Book of Esther, Queen Vashti is deposed for refusing to obey the king's demeaning command to display her beauty. For centuries, she was seen as a cautionary tale of disobedience. Today, however, she is reinterpreted by many as a symbol of dignity, self-respect, and female empowerment. The name, of Persian origin possibly meaning beautiful, now carries a modern resonance of strength and integrity. Choosing a name like Gomer, Mahalath, or Vashti is an act of deep thoughtfulness. It acknowledges that life is not always simple or easy. These names honor the journey of transformation, the beauty in imperfection, and the strength it takes to overcome adversity. They are not just pretty sounds. They are testaments to the resilience of the human spirit, making them some of the most powerful and thought-provoking baby names you could consider. So far, we have focused entirely on the names of people, individuals navigating their complex lives. But in the ancient world, the land itself was alive with meaning and story. Certain places became so significant that their names transcended geography and became beautiful, resonant options for a child, carrying the spirit of that location within them. One of the most beautiful and well-known place names is Shiloh. In Hebrew, it means tranquil, or peaceful one. Shiloh was a sacred city that housed the Ark of the Covenant for a time, making it a place of deep spiritual significance and peace. As a personal name, it works for any gender and carries a serene, gentle energy. It's a name that bestows a wish for a life of calm, tranquility, and inner peace, a beautiful aspiration for any child. A more obscure but equally lovely option is Hephzibah. This name, which means "my delight is in her," was used by the prophet Isaiah as a new, restored name for Jerusalem, symbolizing God's renewed favor and love for the city. As a girl's name, it is a powerful and affectionate declaration. It's a vintage name full of charm and grace, carrying a profound message of being utterly cherished and a source of great joy. Similarly, consider Salem, the ancient name for the city that would become Jerusalem. The name is derived from the same root as shalom, the Hebrew word for peace. It is a short, strong, and serene name, most famous from the biblical encounter between Abraham and Melchizedek, the king of Salem. The name Salem is a direct invocation of peace, wholeness, and well-being, a simple yet powerful blessing to bestow upon a child. These place-based names connect a child not just to a story, but to a sense of belonging and sacred geography. They carry the essence of tranquility, delight, and peace. They serve as a reminder that our identities are shaped not only by our families and stories, but also by the places that hold meaning for us. This offers a unique and grounded perspective when searching for the perfect addition to your list of baby names. We have traveled from the ancient understanding of what a name means, through examples of strength, grace, nature, and faith, and even into the names of sacred places. You now have a rich palette of ideas. But the final step is moving from inspiration to a confident decision that feels authentic for you and your family in today's world. The first practical step is to live with the names for a while. Say them out loud with your last name. Imagine calling your child by that name on the playground or introducing them as an adult. Does it feel natural? Does the sound bring you joy? Research the name further on your own, using reliable sources like academic etymology websites or biblical encyclopedias to confirm the meanings and stories that resonate with you. If you are considering a name with a deep biblical or historical story, it's also wise to read that story for yourself. Understand the context and the character. A name is a legacy, and ensuring the story is one you genuinely wish to associate with your child is a crucial part of the process. This thoughtful research will give you confidence and a deeper connection to the name you ultimately choose, making it more than just a passing fancy. It's also important to be realistic about the results. A name does not determine a child's destiny. You are not giving them a script for their life, but rather a first sentence filled with your hopes and love. The name is a gift of intention, a foundation, but the child will build their own unique story upon it. The goal is to choose a name that they can grow into and make their own, one that feels like a blessing, not a burden. If this journey through rare and meaningful names has been helpful, let me know in the comments which name or meaning surprised you the most. Engaging in a conversation with others on the same path can be incredibly enriching and open up even more perspectives. This shared experience is one of the best parts of the exciting search for the perfect name for a new life. Ultimately, the search for a name is a search for meaning. By exploring these ancient, story-rich options, you are participating in a tradition thousands of years old, the act of choosing a name with intention, purpose, and love. May the name you choose be a source of strength and a beautiful reflection of the hopes you hold for your child as they begin their own unique and wonderful story. Now, with this understanding, you can begin to make these names a part of your own consideration process. The first practical step is to move beyond the screen and bring them into your world. Speak each name aloud, pairing it with your family name to hear its cadence. Write them down in your own handwriting. Explore the specific verses where these characters are mentioned, reading their stories in full to grasp the nuances of their journey, not just the summaries. To continue this exploration on a deeper level, you might consult resources that offer more than just popularity rankings. Consider looking into a biblical concordance or online etymological dictionaries that trace the roots of these ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek names. Academic websites on onomastics, the study of the history and origin of proper names, can also provide fascinating context. This approach elevates the search for baby names into a personal historical investigation. It's crucial to approach this journey with realistic expectations. Finding the perfect name is a deeply personal process that cannot be rushed. You might not feel an immediate, definitive connection to any single name on this list, and that is perfectly all right. The purpose of this exploration was to broaden your perspective, to introduce possibilities that you may not have considered. Allow these ideas to marinate, to be discussed and felt over time. This conversation, however, does not have to end here. We would be genuinely fascinated to learn which of these names resonated with you, and the personal reasons why. Please share your favorite from our list in the comments below, or perhaps introduce one you've discovered that carries a similar rare beauty. Your insight could be the very spark of inspiration another person is searching for on their own journey. Ultimately, the search for a name is an act of profound hope and intention. It is about choosing a legacy, a story, and a sound that will accompany a new life. By looking into the quiet corners of history, you are not just selecting a label, but are connecting your child to a deep and timeless human story. We hope this exploration has given you a new lens through which to find that truly meaningful name.